Wife cheated on me with a coworker. She calls her mentor and father figure for 7 years. Edit. She supposedly passed the polygraph, but new details keep on emerging. It's a fact now that her relationship started before my cheating episode. She went to his house thrice, but keeps maintaining nothing happened. Only once was he alone in the house, and he tried and she refused it every other time the AF's family was there. I fail to comprehend how did she pass the polygraph in the first place. Also the AF slept with my wife's friend also in the same apartment and in fact in her room with her present in the apartment not once but twice. Her friend confirmed that but keeps on saying nothing happened with my wife. Whatever happened has happened with me only. Is this a threesome triangle or something more deadlier? P.S. Her friend is also in the same organization from past 8 years and most of the time they went out together back in my home country and here also. I had a teenage romance, I am 30 now, with one of the girls from school. It finally culminated to a beautiful marriage 2 years ago. I had not been completed loyal to her during my early 20s and had a fling with one other woman. I felt terrible and guilty. I confessed that to her within a week. She was very upset and angry. She got hold of the other girl's number and ranted it out on her saying that I was two-timing, and she should stay away. But she forgave me, or so I thought, very soon, maybe a week or two after. After that incident I never had the courage to doubt her or check her phone etc. Whereas she used to do that often and allowed it thinking it takes time for somebody to trust even after they have forgiven you. I had the guilt of my cheating continuously attached to my soul for so many years, until 2 months back. There were many red flags that were there which I ignored. Finally 2 months ago, I confronted her about her mentor/manager with whom she had been working for 7 long years. I asked her if something had happened. She violently first denied it and tried to put the argument towards me that, you have cheated on me doesn't mean I have cheated on you. Finally after a lot of asking she accepted that she has just kissed the guy during her vulnerable time, when I cheated, that was 6 years ago. She started crying out after seeing my reaction and again went back to saying, I have not done anything, you were forcing me to say something so I said that. By this time I was convinced that she has done something. I asked one of her friends who has been with her in the same organization and she also mentioned this that everyone in the office could see they had a thing together. The discussion between me and her continued for 2 more months with constant fights. She accused me of falsely accusing her for cheating. Finally 4 days ago she accepted that she had actually kissed the guy and kept on promising that she never did anything else and it happened only once. Now I know this, that they were in constant touch until I brought this matter up. They used to chat, call, since it's her manager. In 2019 just after marriage she was on an on-site deputation and the same manager was also there in the same hotel for about a month. Whenever I used to doubt her she also used to aggressively defend, he is like my father, he has been my mentor, how can you even think about something like this? There are many more instances but the post is already long. I don't know what should I do. Edit. She disclosed that they kept on kissing for about 2 years, she passed the polygraph, the tester told me that whatever she is telling is the truth, nothing happened apart from kiss, that also before marriage. She is going to a therapist today, she had a breakdown 2 days ago, but I'm still unable to come to terms with all this, all the images of the time she was cheating on me, all the memories, the entire relationship feels a lie. Marriage feels a lie, love feels a lie. Any help is appreciated. Wife cheated many times while we dated, even once for money. Short version. My wife and I are high school sweethearts, married young, 20, and have been married almost 25 years. On our wedding day I knew that she had cheated one time, that's all she'd admitted to. Over the years I kept pressing because I knew in my gut that there were more. At year 10 of our marriage she admitted to having cheated twice, before we were married. At year 14 she admitted to cheating 3 times before we were married. At year 20 she admitted to 4 times before we were married, but only kissing. See the pattern? Every now and then I need to talk about it and sometimes asked if she cheated more times. This always sets off an argument and her calling me unforgiving and obsessive. My point was that she never gave me the opportunity to make an informed decision to marry her. Other details: I was a virgin. She told me that she was too, but that was a lie. She did not admit that it was a lie until 2 years into our marriage, and she admitted to having sex with all of her boyfriends. Over the years, she made me feel bad for having feelings around our story changing. At first it was a first love leading to marriage kind of story. It turned out to be that I was just one of many, while she truly was my first. Recently, I have had the need to vent, which is why I'm posting. I gave her an ultimatum to admit everything or we divorce. She responded with no new information. I know that I will never know the truth and I have to be okay with that, but I want her to tell me more no matter how embarrassing for her. That's the least she can do. Note: she has always minimized her promiscuity as her rebellious period, and that she truly was a good girl who hit a rough period. And we were young. She also mentioned that she was abused into her teens by an uncle. I went off to college and literally shared bathrooms with women and never did anything inappropriate except make cookies with an entryway mate whom I considered a friend. I have always thought that she cheated while I was away, but no hard evidence. I don't think that she has cheated since we have been married and our marriage has been good, other than this issue that has always lingered in the background. Sometimes I write notes to myself to vent. Here is the latest. Sometimes clarity comes in the middle of the night. A few thoughts. Has she told me everything? Likely not, because she refuses to swear to God despite me pointing out that it is exactly what you do when you take an oath. She was giving the old-fashioned religious excuse that she knows is not accurate because anyone who takes an oath swears to God. Last time she refused to swear was because she was not telling the complete truth. Conclusion: there is more that she knows that she is lying about. What then? I know that her MO is to tell partial truth but leave out the sex part, which means that. Do I think that she has told me everything? Absolutely not. I honestly think that she cheated probably 2x what she has admitted to. Perhaps she is ashamed, and I can only assume the worst. Early on in our relationship, right after high school, she went to the movies with her sister's ex-boyfriend. She said that she considered him an older brother. I recall her lying about it, but her mother told me about it by mistake. The next day when I came over, the first thing that she said was that they didn't touch each other. What? I think that was her tell. Later she admitted that he wanted to have sex with her and asked her for a kiss. She said that she was uncomfortable and told him to take her home. I have to assume that she had sex with him. With all of the others she told partial truths, but stopped short of the sex part. I'll give examples if anyone is interested. Her manager at Wendy's was a predator and had sex with the teenage girls who worked there. I remember her telling me that he tried to kiss her, but she told him that she wasn't that kind of girl. I have to assume that she had sex with him. She had sex with an adult neighbor for money. Perhaps she would have sex to get a raise. I don't expect teenagers to make the best decisions. The problem was that she was acting like we shared the same values. Earlier in our marriage, asked if she'd had sex with another neighbor. Initially she said no, but later she admitted to having sex with him before we were together. I have always suspected that she had sex with him at least once while we were together. He was always using their phone and spent a night a few times. I have to assume she had sex with him. She had another uncle, great uncle, who was a creep. He used to give her money and help her out. She admitted that he made her uncomfortable a few times, implying that she owed him something. Perhaps she had sex with him, which would have technically been illegal because she was a teenager and he was probably 70. But I could understand why she would be ashamed, and I really do feel sorry that it happened if indeed it did. Finally, she has another cousin closer to our age who used to abuse her. She recently admitted that this cousin helped her pay for her prom dress and also told her that I would never continue to be her boyfriend because I was going off to college. It is likely that she had sex with him. Again, I feel sorry that this happened, but all I want is the truth. Part of this is my fault because before she admitted anything. The morning after one of the cheating events, she asked a hypothetical question. What would you do if I had sex with someone else? I remember it like yesterday. Keep in mind, I was a teenager. I said I would leave you. She said, just like that, huh? Later that day she told me that a guy she hung out with the prior night pressured her to have sex, but she did not do it, rather she told him to put it away. Of course, that was a lie, but an example of how she has almost always told a little truth but left out the sex part. Of course, she eventually admitted that she had sex that night. Same MO with the others that she eventually admitted to. This is also my fault because I did get angry when she admitted things over the years. Out of anger, I called her slut and whore. I regret that now and have not called her names since before the second admission, which she admitted at year 10 of marriage. So she would rather lie than potentially deal with me calling her names and asking more questions. I will likely never know the full truth. Thanks for listening. If anyone wants other details, please message. I also have a question that I would like a mature woman to answer. Or any other advice specifically from a woman. Just want to know if my wife's behavior makes sense. Lying about being a virgin. Why? It would not have mattered much. Deep down, I figured she was lying anyway. Lying about how many times? One other thing she does is minimizes the sex she had. Example, I didn't enjoy it, I've only enjoyed it with you. It wasn't what you think it was like, it wasn't like a porn movie. I never kissed while doing it, so it wasn't passionate. I never had an orgasm until I met you. We were never naked, no one has seen me naked. I never saw their penis. After her second admission, I went to a topless club because I wanted to see another woman naked. Despite having co-ed bathrooms in college, I was never inappropriate with my floor mates. I told her about it. That's when she says, no one has seen my breasts. Sometimes this makes me angry, and I say, really? Their penises were in your vagina. I'd rather you show them your breasts than have intercourse with them. Women, does any of this seem remotely realistic? When I was 14, I was not passionate with my hand, but it still felt good, hoping that's not too graphic. Sorry for the long rant. I am at the midpoint of my life and have no siblings or older mature aunts or cousins to discuss with. Subscribe to my channel.